Yeah, so are we ready? Let's start immediately. We're also on Facebook Live, so you can join us from Facebook if you're not able to join us on Zoom. So today we're going to be looking at dictionaries, and what we are doing here is that we're doing the actual coding. At the end of this 3-week training, we are employing somebody that has the full knowledge of the stacks that we're looking at, and we're looking at Python. We are looking at Dart, Flutter, and we're looking at basic HTML, CSS, and the use of the content management system, WordPress. So we're going to be conducting an interview at the end of this to pick a junior developer that has the knowledge of all the things that I've just said now. So quickly, we start so that people can join when they are ready. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen immediately, and okay. So let me share my screen. Yes, please, everybody should join up. Join up so that we can start immediately. Okay. Please, can you see the VS Code? Is the VS Code visible on your screen? Is it? Abdulami, is it visible? Are you on Zoom? You open this?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, it's visible. Yeah, 14. You can see my VS Code, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start. Let's start immediately. Let's start. As you all know, we looked at variables. I'm not going to go through this again. If you check my other videos on the YouTube live, you're going to see all of them. Then after variables, we looked at what? Strings. Then we looked at tuple, looked at sets and list as well. So now today we're going to be looking at dictionary. And for us to start this, we need to create a new file, isn't it? So we'll go over Python tutorial folder that we have. So let's create a new file. So what do we call this file? We're going to call it what? Dictionary .py. That's the new file we're going to be working with today. And what do we understand by the term dictionary? The term dictionary simply stands for a collection that is unordered, changeable, and indexed. Indexed is actually a key value pair. We're going to have a key, then you have a value. Say first name you have Augustine, second name you have Emeka, then middle name you have Ekene, then age you have 35. You understand? That's how you arrange a dictionary. So it's a way of taking notes, like we all know. We normally define using a comment. Whenever you have hash, like I just typed now, it is called comment. So we're going to define what a dictionary is, and we simply say that a dictionary is a collection, just like we have list and tuple and set to be collections. All of them are collections. But this time around, this very collection is actually what? The collection which is unordered. Doesn't follow a particular order. We're going to come to know what unordered means, as I explained. So it's unordered. At the same time, it is what? Changeable. Changeable. You can actually change your dictionary, unlike a tuple. Said you can't do that for tuple. And finally, it is indexed. The index, you have to show it as you're writing it. It is indexed. So just like we took note in the previous classes, no duplicate member is allowed for this. So we say that no duplicate members. So we don't have duplicate members for dictionary. So now let's do what? Let's create a dictionary. That's what we're gonna do, create dictionary. How do you create a dictionary? So if I'm to put this question out, most of us already know how to create these things. When we say create list, we know how to do that. So let's say we are creating the dictionary of a person. So we're gonna call it person underscore details. So we want to create a dictionary that says the details of a person. Let's say me now, my details. So for you to have a dictionary, it has to be in curly brackets. It has to be in what? Curly bracket. We said if we're having a list, it has to be in block brackets. If you're having a tuple, it has to be in what? The normal bracket. If you're having a tuple set, it's also curly, but it doesn't have key value pairs. But if you are having a dictionary, it has to be in what? Curly bracket. This is curly bracket. So I hope we are good with this. It has to be in curly bracket. So this is curly bracket. That's what we have. So I'm going to now start giving the elements. So we'll talk about what? So the elements are first underscore name. So what is your first name? What is my first name? So my first name, as you all know, is a string, and it's actually Augustine. Yeah, our network had issue and we're back. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Let's continue.
We can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yeah. So we said we are creating a dictionary person underscore details because we want to use this dictionary to collect my details. So we say first name Augustine. So you can see this is a key value pair. You talk about the property you want to pick and the value. So the next value we are going to pick is what? Can use single quote or double quote. So I'm going to pick last underscore name. So I'll now put colon. So what is my last name? My last name is Emeka. I put comma, and I'm gonna pick up age. I'm gonna pick up what? Age. So make sure you're putting them in quote. Or the property you want to put, it has to be in quote. But the value has to be depending. If it's a string, it has to be in quote as well. But if it is a number, no need for quote. I'm gonna put 30. So this is what we call a dictionary. This is a dictionary containing a person detail. So like I said before, the the data type you're using depends on the kind of information you want to pick. So if you want to pick information that has key value pairs like this first name, address, and all those things, you have to use a dictionary. So you can see that all the data types we've been looking at before, none of them has a key value pair like this that has to be written out. So it's dictionary that has it, and that's why we are using this dictionary. So this is one way of creating a dictionary. Another way of creating a dictionary is by the use of a what? Constructor, just like in the other ones for list and all the rest of them. So you can use a constructor to do a dictionary. So in the same way, we can still say person underscore details. So we're going to print it out. So let's call this one details 2. So that when we print it out, we should be able to know whether there's a difference between it and the first one. So for you to create using a constructor, like you all know, you have to use the keyword. And the keyword for this is dict. So once you say dict, then in bracket, you can now put the key value pairs. You can have first name, second name, or the rest of them. So let's say you have first underscore name, but this time around you have to use equal to. So let's say your first name is Adumini. What's your first name? Husseini. Husseini. Okay. So that's the first name. Then we're gonna pick the last name. So Abimin, what's your last name? Suleiman. Suleiman. Okay. So that is how you can do that using a constructor. So let's quickly print this out so that we can see it on the console. So if I say print, then in brackets I have to put the name of the dictionary bar. So what's the name of the dictionary? Person underscore detail. Person underscore detail. So if I do Control S to save, remember once you do anything, if you want to run it, this is your terminal, your console, you have to save first. So having saved, I have to run. So how do I run it? How do I run this?
Python.
Good. Python space what? Good. Dictionary dot py. That's how you run. So if I run it, I'm seeing an error. It says person details not defined. So you can see I made mistake in my spelling of details. So I have to quickly amend that. So that's the real spelling of details. And I actually wrote person detail, not person details. You can see it here, person detail. So I can do Control S to save this, and I can run it again. And you can see it's now showing first name is Augustine, last name is Emeka, age is 30. And that is actually how you go about creating a dictionary. So let's look at the methods that can be used in dictionary. What are the methods that we can use? Just like the way we checked out the methods for list, tuple, and set, dictionary also has its methods. And we're going to be looking at these methods. So which one are we going to look at first? Let's look at getting a value. Let's look at getting a value. You can see that the value of first name is Augustine. The value of last name is Emeka. The value of age is 30. So let's know what we will do if we want to do what? Get a value. That's what we want to do. Get a value. So how do we do that? I'm going to print it out so that we can see it. But what am I printing out? What am I printing out? I'm actually printing out person detail, person underscore detail. Once you're typing, if you're using extensions that I'm using, you even see it, it will autocomplete for you. Person detail, that's what I want to print. For this person detail, what do I want from it? I actually want first underscore name. First underscore name. I want to print what is the value of first underscore name. So if I save, make sure that this first underscore name is in single quotes because it's a string. So if I save by doing Ctrl S, I should be able to run and get what I need. So I'm going to run it now. You can see Augustine. You can see Augustine is here because it was able to read first name, which is Augustine. So let's continue. So that's the first method we've looked at, or the first operation that we've looked at that can be conducted on a or on a dictionary. So what next are we going to look at? Let's look at how to add a key value pair. If we want to add, like now we have only first name, last name, and age. So let's add more. So we'll say add key value. So let's add key value. So how do we do that? We simply make mention of the very dictionary we are working on, which is person detail. So what do we want to do to person detail? We want to add a key value pair. So you put a block bracket, then inside the block bracket, you indicate what you want to add. So let's say we want to add phone number. So we say phone underscore number. That's what we want to add. So we want not just to have first name, last name, and age. We want to add up phone number. So what will be the phone number of Augustine Emeka? We all know my phone number, and that's what I'm going to put, which is 070-671-626-98. So that's my phone number. That's what we are adding. So you know that if you're using a foreign line to connect me, it has to be +234. So that is my phone number. So if I now print person details again, I'm going to see that this will be added up. So this person details, if I print it again by saying saving this, coming down to this place and running again, you can see now what I have now. And I have first name is Augustine, last name is Emeka, age is 30, phone number is +2347067162698. Is it clear? Is it understandable? Are you seeing it? Okay, it's from you. No problem. So check out, maybe you have an error somewhere. Okay. So let's check out another, or you can be typing, then after we can go through it together. So let's say you want to get the keys. That's what we're going to be looking at. Getting the keys. So let's look at getting the keys. So we get dictionary keys. We just want to get only the keys. That's what we want to do. Only the keys. So to get this, we need to print it out so that we can see it. And simply say print. Then put what we want to get, which is person detail, the way we have it here, dot keys. Once you say person detail dot keys, then make sure that you put a bracket showing that this is actually a function. So if you save this and run, you're going to see all the keys. Only the keys, not the values. So you can see dictionary keys are first name, last name, age, and phone. So it's showing not just these keys and not the values. So key, we said that dictionary is a collection of key value pair. So you have the keys and you have the values. So if you want to get only the keys, that's what you do. Once you say get dot keys, mention the name of the variable or the very dictionary you're looking at. Say dot keys. And so instead of saying first name Augustine, last name Emeka, age 30, phone number, the value, yeah, you just mention only the keys, no values. I hope we are following up. Yeah, it's still very easy to understand. So let's look at the next thing. If we are not printing the keys, we could be printing the items. So either you print the keys alone or you can print the items. So let's see how we can get the dictionary items. That's the next thing we'll look at. So we say get dictionary items. We want to get the items. So how do we do that? So I'm going to print it out so that we can see what we've done. So we say person details, or instead of saying dot keys, we say what? What do we say this time? Dot items. So when you're done, make sure you put this bracket because this is a method. So once you want to call a function a method, make sure you put the bracket after writing. So I'm going to say Control S to save. Make sure that you always save before you run, because if you don't save, the correction you make will not be seen. So you can see dict items. For first name is Augustine. For last name is Emeka. For age is 30. For phone number is this. So you can see the way it was written out. Person details dot item. So you're getting the full item. Now, next thing we can do is that we can actually copy a dictionary. That's what we're going to be looking at. To copy a dictionary. So let's look at copying a dictionary. If you want to copy a dictionary from one variable name that it is having, say person detail to another variable name. So that's what you do. You use copy. And to do that, you make mention of the very new variable that you want to copy to. So let's say you have person detail. You can let's person, instead of person detail, we now have person information. You want to copy the person details to person information. So once you say this, you can simply say person detail, which you're copying. See, very simple, dot copy. Dot copy. Then you put the sign showing that it's a method or it's a function. So that is how you copy. So if you print person information, it will still contain the same thing as person detail. So I don't know whether we should try it. So let's try it and see. So let me say print in bracket. I say what? Person underscore information. So we'll do what? Control S to save. Then we'll come down here and run it. You can see it's still the same thing. First name Augustine, last name Emeka. So person information is now having exactly the same content as person detail, because you did person information equals to person detail dot copy. So dot copy is the function that you use for that. Are we enjoying it? Yeah, I hope it's moving. So now we're going to be looking at another function known as remove item. How do you remove item? You can do that in two ways, by using the keyword del or by using pop. So that's what we're going to be looking at. How to remove item. That's the next thing. So how do you remove item? Simply say del. That's how we've been doing it before, isn't it? Isn't it? Good. So in brackets, we're going to put what is the name of what you want to remove from. So we're looking at the dictionary person underscore what? Detail, isn't it? So what do you want to remove from person underscore details? What do you want to remove from there? So let's say we want to remove last name. Abi? Let's look at last name. So if we want to remove last name, we simply say in quotes, say what? Last underscore what? Name, isn't it? So this is one way of removing. Then another way to remove something is simply by saying the name of what you want to remove dot pop. So let's say another word, person underscore detail dot what? Pop. You know that word pop, we use it to remove something, isn't it? So what do you want to remove? What do you want to pop out? I want to pop out. We removed last name before, so let's also remove age. Abi? So we are removing. Okay, let's remove phone number. Phone underscore number. So you can see we just removed two things. So let's now print our person details again and see what is remaining. Print our what? Person detail. So what are you supposed to see? Now that you remove last name and phone number, you see this is what we're having. First name Augustine, last name Emeka, age this, phone number this. So we just remove what? Last name and phone number. So we are supposed to have only first name and age, isn't it? So I'm going to save this and come right here and rerun the code. And to rerun it, I simply say what? Python space dictionary.py. If I press the enter key, you can see that we are having only first name and what? Age. Because we remove this by saying del, and we also remove phone number by saying pop. And those are the two ways you can use in removing something, isn't it? So let's look at another function. And that function of dictionary is known as what? Clear. Let's see how we can clear. How do you clear a dictionary? You know that when you clear something, it will take out all the elements, isn't it? But that dictionary will still be there, but it will be empty, just like we did for tuple and the other ones. So let's try it. So how do we do that? Simply do that by making mention of the dictionary, which is person underscore detail. And you just say dot clear. Very simple. Dot clear. Just say person dot clear. You've cleared it out. So now if you try to print this thing again, we try to print person underscore details again. What are we supposed to see? So if I say Control S to save, then I get back to my console and run this again. What should I see? You can see it's an empty dictionary. Can you see an empty dictionary? See, curly braces, nothing is inside it. You can see it here at my console. That's the last code that was run. So that is clear. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is getting the length of the dictionary. And we say that when we say get length, what does get length do? It counts the number of elements inside, isn't it? So how do we get length? That's the next one we do. So to get the length, what this thing do we do? We say length and we'll put this thing inside. So let's simply say print so that we can see the action. Length, and in brackets, what we want to find is length. So that would be the name of the variable or the dictionary, which is what? Person detail. So that is the name. So we can simply say what? Control S to save. But you know you cleared this 0. So the length is going to actually be 0 because you just finished clearing. So let's run it and see what the length is now. So let me come here and run. You can see length is 0 because we cleared it. So if I comment out this very clear, if I comment it out by putting hash in front and saving and running again, it will read the whole length here is 2. The last thing we did, we left only with first name Augustine at 8. So it's going to be 2. So let me run now and see. You can see now the length is now 2. Yeah, we're almost done with dictionary. I hope we are all picking it. Are we picking it? Okay, no problem. So during question and answer, we're going to look at everything. But you're still here. You're getting my volume. You're hearing me very well. Okay, you can hear me very well. So
Yes.
let's
Yes, sir.
okay. So let's look at how to get the list of everything in a dictionary. Or if you want to make list, you can actually make a list of dictionaries. can make a list of dictionaries. Let's try and do that. So let's try and make a list of this. Everybody mute your Zoom. So let's make a list of dictionaries. So how do we do that? So we can actually say persons. So now you're not considering only one person, only Augustine. You want to consider many persons, as both me and you people that are my students. So how do we do that? You're making a list of dictionaries. So you're actually making a what? List. This is what you're making, list. So you have to be in, and you know lists are in blocks. So that is a list. But you want to make a list of dictionaries. That's the difference now. So that list is going to contain dictionaries. So that's what we're making. So let's say we want to get our names. So you're getting names of everybody in the class. So let's say you have name here. We have Augustine. Augustine, that's my name. Then we can also get my age and other things. So let's say we want my age. Make sure it's in quotes. Age. So what is my age? My age is 35. So what other information do you want of me? Let's say I put address or okay, phone number. So let's have what? Phone underscore number. So what is my phone number? And like I said before, my phone number is plus 234 70 671 626 98. So this is a list of one person. So I'm gonna quickly copy this the way it is, because I want to make a list of plenty dictionaries. So I'm gonna paste this. But this time around, the name is gonna be, so who and who are in my class. I'm gonna write Fortune, because Fortune is in my class now. So Fortune, how old are you? Would you be gracious enough to say your age?
21.
21, good. Would you be gracious enough to give her your phone number?
070
070
83
83
91
91
55
55
52.
52. Okay, that's for Fortune. So I'm gonna pick another person. Who am I gonna pick now? Who is Pastor Yemi Oka? Will you be gracious enough to give me your name, your first name? Can I meet you? Huh?
Allah.
Is it?
It's animation. Allah. Allah.
Okay, Allah. Good. Allah.
Yes.
Good. Your age, are you disclosing it? Or you can mention any age.
Put 30.
30. Then your phone number.
08156
08156
243419.
243419. So that's the list we have now. So you can actually pick out list of everybody having their details. So if you want to do that, you're going to be using a list of dictionaries. So why we are doing this is that we want you to actually know how you can, depending on the kind of information you want to pick, you should know the data type to use or the combination of data types to use to pick out your information. Because in coding, you're actually working with real life situations. You're picking out real values. So how can we go through this list of dictionaries and bring out something? That's what we're going to try to do now. So let me print out something from here. So what do we want to print out from this list of dictionaries? So let's say we want to print from the dictionary list of persons. Abi, that's the last list I created. Persons. You understand? So what do you want to print in list of persons? In the list of persons, I want to check the first dictionary there. So if I want to check the first or second dictionary, but I want to check the dictionary at index 1. So on this dictionary of index 1, what do I want to print out for it? So at index dictionary of, who can tell me the person that is on the dictionary of index 1? Is it Fortune or Augustine or Ola? You can unmute yourself and answer.
Fortune.
Fortune, okay. So now I want to print the name.
Yeah.
Let's print the name and see whether Fortune will come out. So you can see we are working on dictionary 1 and we want to print the value of the name there. So that's what we just did. So if I say Control X, and I will now come down and check and run to see. Okay, there is error here. So what is giving the error? Saying syntax error. You can see that it's actually on Fortune because it knew that we are looking at the detail for Fortune. But there's an error. Who can tell me what the error is? Please, somebody should look at this code and debug it for me. It's a syntax error. Name Fortune, age 21, phone number. I think everything is good up until then. What could be the error? Somebody should go through and tell me what is possible to be the error.
Could it be the brackets?
Which bracket?
There is no comma after the phone number.
Okay, no comma after the phone number. Which of the phone numbers? Okay, very good, very good. Who is answering? Let me know who is answering. It's making a lot of sense. I want to know who is getting it.
Fortunes.
Okay, Fortune. Is it Fortune? Is it you?
Yes, sir.
Good. So that is actually the solution. So when we come to back up here, because we are having more than one dictionary, we are supposed to have what? Comma. Here we're supposed to also have what? Comma. In order to separate them. So I'm gonna now do what? Save and do what? Rerun.
Okay.
If I save and rerun, you can see the answer is Fortune. Can you see it here? Fortune. Because that's what we wanted. Are we clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? So that's where we're going to be ending for dictionaries, and we're going to be signing off now. So are we going to be having questions? I don't think there should be much question now because I want to rush and go and do something, but we'll continue tomorrow. Is that? Somebody was talking. Okay, I'm going to sign off. So we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you.